Revelation 1557. From the 7th of August 1940. The right goal. Self-determination of the being. The starting point of all existing is God. And God must also be the goal of everything what is. If the being chooses another goal out of God, namely the opposite pole of God, this is its ruin, it is its spiritual downfall, although again and again the opportunity is offered to the being to take the right way which leads towards the right goal. But it is then endless times of agonies and being under spell between those possibilities which can bring in the state of final redemption. It is by no means an act of violence by which the being is united again with God as its creator, but the being itself has the right of determination over itself and can pursue the goal which it likes. It is not forced, but always only the right of the being. It is not forced, but always only mentally influenced, and this at the same time by good and evil spiritual beings, so that it is now faced with the decision which influence it wants to surrender to. And so its own will is decisive. If now the own will is weakened, then the greatest danger is that not the right goal is striven for, but that the being moves away from God again and again. Thus the bad forces have gained the upper hand, alienated the being from God, but directed it towards itself. The being itself cannot be absolved of guilt because it did not use the power that would have made resistance easy for it. It did not ask for the power that was at its disposal, and therefore it was defeated. And it was sufficiently instructed by the word of God that it should use the power from God for its final redemption, but it disregarded this word, and therefore it is not free of guilt. The being itself must also contribute to the self-salvation by surrendering its own will and submitting to God as its creator. Because if it does that, then it gives its consent that God takes care of it and now helps it that it fulfills its last earth task. Without surrender of the own will it would be a certain compulsion from God, so he leads the being towards his last aim. In order to become perfect, it is necessary to subordinate one's own will to the divine will, because only then God can express himself and visibly guide the being, because it then wants what is right and leads to God. Amen.